Hey guys, just working on the cylinder here. You can see I cleaned it all up. Came out pretty good. Inside here the power valve goes. And getting to the power valve, here we have to actually grind this part of the power valve down. The reason for that is that it's now bored out to its max size, and what will happen is I'm just going to put the power valve in, show you guys. So, not sure if you can see this. I'm going to take the power valve, comes out in two pieces. It's going to slide all the way in, and you want those dowel pins to hook up. The power valve turns about, I would say, 1 centimeter or 1/4 inch. So here it's going to stay like this. When the engine revs up, the power valve is going to open up. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it. Let me get some better light here. So what will happen is if you don't grind that down, your piston is actually going to hit on it, right? You don't want to grind it down a lot though. You want to grind it about 1/16 of an inch, maybe less actually. So here you can see this part's not ground, but the power valve is never going to come that far down, so you don't have to worry about it, just at the halfway mark. So right here, if we look inside, I'm going to pull the one power valve out. So you guys can look a little bit. It's very hard to tell, but there's these, I want to call them fangs right here, and those fangs are supposed to block this exhaust port right down here. Pointing my pinky finger on it, that exhaust port. Looking inside, I'm going to try to turn it so that you can maybe see that in action. So it's going to be down like that, right? And then it's going to open up. Hard to tell, but let's try it this way. Down, and then it's going to open up, and then back down. That's basically what the power valve does. Just giving you a little bit of a different exhaust pressure, and a little bit more low-end torque, and not that it matters with these things, but it gives a little bit better fuel mileage, but not really. Nothing to really write home about. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to grind this down some more, and then I'm going to hit about a 1500 grit paper and make it super smooth, just like this is. And you want to be careful. You don't want to not grind enough. I mean, if that catches on the piston, then you're going to cause some problems with the piston. So yeah. Once you get the soft pad done, it should be fairly smooth. Something similar to that. You want to double check it, slide it all the way in until you get to this point. You want to eyeball it or use a straight edge. For me, I just eyeball it. I'm also turning it. I got a little bit more to do. Here. Hey guys, one thing you might be asking is how do you know how much to shave off, right? Like, put this thing back on. Okay, in here there's 2 notches, and that's where it banks up against, is right against here. The dowel pin is at the bottom, okay? So to put the dowel pin in, and then this key is gonna bang against these 2 dowel, these stoppers, right? So I'm gonna put it back in. Gonna wiggle the power valve, there we go, until this pops back in. And now if I turn it, I can only move the power valve so much, right? So this is closed, this is open, closed, open. So now if it's closed, you can see exactly how much you need to shave off. So for the final touch up, take a straight edge, take it in there, run it, make sure it's not hitting that power valve, when the power valve's all the way down, of course. So yeah, just a straight edge, put it against the side of the wall, and then just kind of run it and see if it's touching anywhere. In this case, we're okay, it's assembly time. So this is going to go in here with the dowel pins like this. Remember your gaskets? It's a gasket that goes here. Here it is right here, that's the old one. Should come in your gasket set. Now this, the dowel pin is on the bottom. The power valve has to be seated so that this tooth fits between these 2 bumpers. I'm not sure if I'm showing that properly, but right there is the bumpers, and there's that little tooth. So this is going in here. Okay, and you know you have it in the right spot because turn the power valve. Turn the power valve, you'll hit a hit on each, you'll hear it hit, you'll feel it hit on each bumper as it goes up and down. Okay, then it's 2 bolts. Pretty straightforward. Actually, no. Sorry, before you put this on, very important, which I just missed the step, but this bolt is what holds the power valve together. That goes right inside. It's an Allen key. That's all it's supposed to do. Up and down, up and down. The fact that the dowel pin shows a little bit in the center there is not a concern to me. The dowel pin goes in quite a bit. At least 1/8 of an inch to 3/16 farther into the power valve. So that'll never come out. Okay, so the other side here. See, it's like that. Don't forget the rubber ring. That's this rubber ring right in here. Little indent on this side, and there's a little bit of an indent right here. that's where this is supposed to actually go in. So just keep that in mind. Next is this rubber ring, goes in the center, and then this sleeve goes in like that. And then this piece, it goes in last. Basically, it's just a guide, helps keep everything in position. I might put a little bit of blue Loctite on this. The rest I can't do until the cylinder's on the engine, and then I can hook up the power valve. But basically, you got your bolt here, your power valve line is going to come up, and you hook it together. Can't really show you right now, but just to give you an idea, it goes on like this. And then this goes in like so. With everything in place, and it should work fine. That's pretty much it. This is the power valve assembly, basically, in a nutshell. Any questions, just let me know. Thanks. Okay, so I should just show you guys how the reed valves go in. It's so easy. Just make sure your valves are, your reed valves are clean. Look for any chips on the little flappers here. This is a two-stage reed valve system, meaning there's two separate flaps. Usually there's only one flap. So I'm just going through, pushing them slightly up, nothing major, and kind of cleaned it off. Simply put, the fuel from the carburetor will come into this system here, and these will flap, and basically the fuel will turn into like almost like a vapor form. That's my understanding on it. So, okay, so once you're good, very easy. Just slides in. It does not matter which way you go. Fits the same way. And then this boot, rubber boot, goes on. And this does matter how it goes on. I'm trying to think now. Okay, looking on the bike, it's going to go with the boot going up, not down. So boot up. You got 4 bolts and nothing really to this.